Hello everyone! I have received a lot of requests to review this controller, the SMX X10. It is a fully mechanical controller with an Xbox layout. SMX always makes solid controllers, so I have high expectations for this one as well. Let's start with the unboxing, and this time we'll check the manual first. In the box, you receive the controller, a 2.4 GHz dongle, and extra faceplates for customization. There is a braided USB Type-C cable as well. The X10 is almost an exact replica of the original Xbox controller. The main difference is that it has back buttons. And a slot for a smartphone clip on the top. There's two buttons for turbo and vibration adjustment on the bottom, and the grips are slightly different. The X10 is more flat and pointy, and the Xbox is a bit rounder. And on the top, the triggers and shutter buttons feels basically the same. The face buttons are clicky, and they won't sync too flat with the shell. The grips and the main body is made of plastic. The analog stick has a plastic shaft too, and it has anti-friction rings. Different from the Xbox, we have a cross Dpad with clicky switches. The back buttons has a decent resistance, and it's easy to press in any region. The position is very good too. The triggers are Hall effect, and they're very smooth. The shutter buttons are also very smooth and easy to press. And let's check those other faceplates. Testing on the Switch, it can wake up the console. It has motion controls, and everything works very well. The home button is mapped to the home button, and the capture function is mapped to a double click on the turbo button. There is also an app where you can connect the controller simultaneously and configure many settings. You can see here that it's connected to the Switch and also to my smartphone. On the app, you can test and calibrate the controller, and change different settings like macro, turbo, configure the trigger dead zones, configure the analog stick dead zones, and you can even invert the x-axis. You can remap any button and change the vibration of the motors. You can also change a few of these settings with button combinations on the controller, but it's good that you have a second option. Testing on PC, the controller has a perfect circularity. There's no cardinal snapping as well. And the center dead zone is quite small. Testing the D-pad, when you push it on the center, you cannot activate all 4 directions. The diagonals are very consistent and easy to input. Apart from the down direction, it's a bit hard to activate the diagonals by pressing only on one direction. But this doesn't mean that the diagonals are hard to hit. I had no problems in any kind of game I tested. To record the macro, hold the gear button. And then tap the back button you want and record your macro. To remap a button, press the button you want once and then tap the gear button. The turbo function works very well too. There is a normal and a toggle mode. You can change the turbo speed with the start and select buttons. And you can hold down the turbo button to clear all settings. Tapping the vibration button lets you change the vibration intensity. With a wired connection, it has 900 Hz of polling rate. That goes down to 200 with a dongle. But that's understandable because a higher polling rate means that the battery will be drained faster. For the teardown, you have 7 screws under the faceplate. Here's the back shell. We have 1000 milliamps for the battery capacity. And the triggers has a metal pivot. The B button is on a separate board. And the rumble motors are easy to disconnect if you want to. Here we can see the switches for the face buttons. The analog stick uses K-Silver Hall effect modules. And the D-pad buttons uses dome switches. Also, there is an added weight under the battery. You can remove it to reduce the weight of the controller. And here we can see the D-pad and all of the other buttons. The button layout for the face buttons is fixed. And here's the membrane. For my final thoughts, the SMX X10 is a very solid controller. It is 100% mechanical, which makes it durable and easy to repair. The analog sticks is very good, without any dead zones, cardinal snapping, or the usual problems. The D-pad is also very good. The diagonals are easy to press and it has a good resistance. There is turbo, macro, the smartphone app, and you can pair it to multiple platforms and switch back and forth with a switch on the back. The polling rate is also very good for a wired connection. And honestly, I couldn't find any relevant con for this controller. For the price, it is a very good controller. And that's it for this review. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.